Joining me now is a lady who needs no introduction whatsoever. Why? Because you've seen her on your television set, you've heard her sing, you definitely have seen her dresses. Her name is Joy Villa. She's a conservative activist and, more importantly, or I don't know if she'd call it more importantly, a recording artist. Joy, which one's more important?
You know, they're both important to me. I mean, I'm an artist in my heart of hearts, but my voice is used not just for music and acting, but my political affiliations as well. My support, this president, this administration.
Joy, let's tackle the big thing first. Everybody watched the Super Bowl last night. At least every sane person I know watched the Super Bowl. I mean, my wife watched for the halftime show. Today, the
Oh,
halftime show's been all anybody's yelling about. Some people say it was great. Some people say it
yeah.
wasn't. I say that's what those two recording artists have done forever. If you don't like it, change the channel. What say
Yeah.
you?
I did not watch the Super Bowl, so I'm not one of the sane people. I know I'm not a big
Oh.
fan of football. I'm not a big fan of the Super Bowl, particularly. I think it's really fun. I usually watch the halftime show, but increasingly they get more and more political. So I don't even know what's happening on it, but I can tell you that Hollywood and the Super Bowl and all of these things are just they're fighting with each other because we have conservatives that live in middle America, which support NASCAR, the Super Bowl, right? Football, who are watching these games and then they keep increasingly making them more political. They're taking prayer out. You can't kneel for prayer, but you can kneel for for Black Lives Matter. I mean, all of these things. So I don't know what went down, but I'm not surprised if something did.
Well, what went down was Shakira and J Lo doing what they do, wearing what they normally wear. And let me ask you this. I always say this that I feel like the most important thing we as conservatives have lost is the education system. Obviously, we're sending our young people off to school and we've lost that portion of it. It's a big thing. But the thing that
Yeah.
disappoints me most is the music industry because I'm used to the music industry being the rebels. At least that's how it was when I grew up. They're the counterculture ones who tell everybody, screw off. But there's you, and there's not that many others who don't sound like lemmings. They all say the same thing now. Where are my rebels out there?
And conservatives are the rebels now, Jesse. It's
Yeah.
funny because it used to be in the 60s, we had the counterculture was more liberalism. And, in the 80s, even, I love Ronald Reagan, but we did have this burn the CDs, NWA, don't cuss, all this sort of like clutch my pearls, oh no, republicanism. That's not me. That's not the people like me. I want it loud. I want it fast. I want it in my face. I want support for babies who are the unborn. I want support for my president. I want support for the troops. I want support in the education system for different thoughts, different thinking. I want us to build the wall. I want us to love our country again and say, hey, we're born here or we immigrate here. This is our country, period. And Trump has that, you know, very ballsy conservatism. And that's why I'm a Trumplican, really, because I don't think I would have become a Republican if it wasn't for this president. And that's what we need in society right now. Yes, I do it. Very few others do, but I think that's going to change in 2020. I'm hoping we reelect him with a landslide and more people come out strong.
Not only do you do it loudly. And if my guys can pull up, a picture or two of you doing it with your dresses, you're famous for them now. Everybody's seen them. You show up on the red carpet. Everyone else is in their, weirdo thing, and you're in their, as patriotic as it comes. I remember your wall dress, looking like $1,000,000. Do you
Yeah.
get flack for that when you're on the red carpet? Do they just kind of let you go? How are you received on the red carpet at those things?
Oh, I'll tell you, they get more and more feisty every year. The
Hmm.
photographers, when I wore my Build the Wall dress at last year's Grammys, I've worn my pro life, choose life dress at the Grammys, Make America Great Again at the Grammys, a see through wall dress, which was just for fun at the Grammys. And then I've done, F Planned Parenthood at the unplanned red carpet. I've done pro life is pro woman at the Emmys red carpet. This is what I do now. I'll tell you, the press is a little bit more respectful. It's sort of like they know this is what Joy Villa does. They report it. In fact, Variety magazine said it would not be the Grammys without Joy Villa wearing a pro-Trump gown, which is like, whoa, okay, so you're not going to try to be sly and slick and say this wannabe or who does she think she is? It's now my 6th year at the Grammys, my 4th year wearing something political. So I think they're just accepting it. But they hate on me. I'm sorry if you can hear my cat back there. It's a new
I
cat.
could hear
I
it,
just
Joy.
He's just
Keep going. Go
meowing.
ahead.
Ignore the cat in the background. But I'll tell you, the photographers at the Grammys are very much like my cat, meowing at me, screaming at me, saying, "You're wrong, F Trump. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're, believing in. He's not going to get reelected." All sorts of things like that. So the photographers are hired there specifically to shoot the stars. That would include me, and yet they're yelling obscenities at me. That started last year. Now there is a woman also who was on the in the Grammys ceremony, in the event, the after party actually. She's from Australia. She screamed in my face. She goes, "A Trump supporter?" I said, "Yes." She said, "My country's on fire because of you." She's from Australia.
Yes, yes, the arsonists who set the fire in Australia, they all were Donald Trump fans as well.
I said, that has nothing to do with me. She goes, "It's because of you, right-wing politics, right-wing climate deniers." And I said, "You know what? It was arsonists, just like we know, sane people know that, not the insane." And I said, "I'm sorry, you can't handle the truth." And she just cussed at me and walked away.
Joy, have you ran into any brick walls, speaking of walls, in your career for your political beliefs? It can't be easy. I mean, I have some friends in that industry, and I'll tell you, it's mainly actors and actresses, and they have secret codes for saying they're a Republican because they're so worried about getting work, and people have to put food on the table. I'm sure that you've had some blowback.
Oh yeah, I have death threats against my life. I mean, online, and I've had people come up to me and say, someone should take care of you, and infer that someone should kill me. I get a lot of hate. I get a lot of racist, misogynistic comments, rape threats, especially because I'm pro-life, it just breaks my heart to know people out there don't want a woman of color in Hollywood to speak up. Yet they're saying they want that, but when it's conservative values, pro-life values, pro-family, pro-religious freedom values, pro-gun, pro-Trump, they don't want that. And it's a sad thing. I've been told I've been blacklisted from several places, but I'm still here. And I probably have lost a lot of roles and a lot of gigs, but I get so much. I have so many supporters. I call them my Joy Tribe, and they stick with me, whether it's because they love my music or they love that I'm going to be starring in a new movie called The Contrast, and it's actually created by a Republican, Chris Johnson. And he's out. We're out Republican. I never thought we'd have to be like, I'm out as a Republican. This is the day we live in. And it's a romantic comedy coming out at the end of this year or early next year. And so people love my art. Some people say, I don't like your views, but I support you. I like your music. I don't like your politics. That's fine. And others say, I love your politics. That's why I support you. I don't like your music or whatever. But there are a huge number of haters that say you should never work in Hollywood. Stop inviting her to the Grammys. They report my pictures no matter what. I mean, there's definitely this hate group against conservatives being out and proud.
Joy Villa, that was outstanding. I will be seeing you soon. I also am out as a Republican. You have a good one.
Yes. Yes, the best. That's why you're so handsome. That's why I'm so beautiful. We're conservatives.
We do it right.